so I am driving to chaperone a 8th grade dance, and I figured I would talk about my school. There's a lot of people that, or I just haven't even really said a whole lot about my job. I think I've been just trying to absorb it all, and I wasn't sure kind of where to start, and I don't know, but I've got a few minutes in the car, so I thought I would talk about it. So, in case you don't know, in December, Mike and I decided that we were going to move to Florida, and so the plan was to look for jobs for next school year, and we would move over this summer. So I started looking for jobs pretty early, like January, February, but they were already posting jobs because their school year gets out a month earlier. So Washington gets out end of June, they get out end of May. So if they're posting January, February, it's kind of like a February, March post, which is still kind of early for teachers, but not unheard of, because some principals just want to get it done and taken care of like way ahead of time. So I thought I was applying for a job for next school year. At the same time, I was doing a bunch of research on like where to live, and I was narrowing it down. So they do schools by county here. So like in Washington, it would be Pierce County School District or King County School District. Instead of having a bunch of little ones. I must be tired. Friday night, yay. Instead of having a bunch of little ones, it's just one district for the county. So anyway, that's how it was. So I was looking in Sarasota County because I think that's about the area I want to live. And I saw this job post. Well, lo and behold, it was for this year. So they had a teacher start the year in January, and in August. And then she retired in December at Christmas break. She realized that she didn't want to finish out the year. So when the new semester happened, the kids naturally change semesters because it's a elective. I teach art. They had a couple months or so, January to March, end of March. So almost 3 months with no teacher, just subs. So it's kind of rough. I came March 25th, and my last day, the kids' last day is May 24th. So it's pretty much 2 months of work. I have to come back and do a couple PD days after the kids are gone, but that's basically it. So anyway, I didn't know until the interview, but I really was interested in the job. It was a art position, and I was seeing a lot of like elementary school positions and other types of positions that I could teach, but I didn't really want to teach. So to be an art teacher, it's more niche. You can teach reading anywhere, but to teach art, they're harder to find. So I was excited about this position. So I took the job, worked things out with my principal. My principal was really awesome. My principal in Washington. Well, so I've been here now, March 25th, it's now early May, so April 25th. So like 6 weeks, probably about 6 weeks, and I only have 2.5 left, I think, maybe even only 2. It's literally 8 weeks that I have to teach, and that's it. So yeah, 2 more weeks left. It's like the very end of the school year. So it's been interesting. I have days when it's super awesome and I like the simplicity of it. But there's days when it's like kind of hard, It's like at first the kids were really testing me to figure out what they could get away with. I'm still just learning the culture of the school, the culture of the state, which is interesting in itself. It's different to be a tourist here than it is to be someone who lives here. And I knew that would be the case, but it's just different. It's interesting. I don't hate it. It's obvious to me that I've spent a lot of time in my life on the West Coast. I'll say that. What else? The room that I moved into was a total disaster. The woman who taught before me had been there 8 years, and she had a very different organizational system than I do. And then I guess there was someone else there before that inherited a mess and never did anything really with it. And then before that, there was someone else there for a really long time that just left a bunch of... So it's like, I've been cleaning out every cupboard, just wiping it down, it's almost every day I'm throwing away like multiple large trash bags full of just stuff, just old stuff. Like I'm finding things that have been in there probably since like the 90s. I have a little oven like to cook like bakeable clay or shrinky dink. I have one of those that's like literally probably from the 70s that still works, you know, knock on wood. It's a good size, it's big. But it's like there's files of just like worksheets and stuff that nowadays you can easily just get the information online, where in the olden days you had to, you know, have multiple files upon files of stuff. There's art supplies where I open up a cupboard and it's like buried treasure, and I'm sorting and sifting. I've done a lot of decoration stuff. The school was awesome and let me print a bunch of colored posters that like I love to have, that I've had, you know, PDFs of forever. I've made signage. I've just organized things totally different. Just all this stuff. But it's been very overwhelming because for me, I'm the type of person where I really like things to be... I feel stressed if things aren't clean and in order. And it sounds stupid, but that's just my personality. Like, even at home, like, if the house is not made up well, then it stresses me out. You know, I need order and structure. I'm one of those kind of people. So, but it's been fun on the flip side to, you know, make it my way and do and find things, and I'm like, oh, I could do a project, you know, with that. Or there's like a lot of old projects that kids have done that are like left samples, you know, that I'm like, oh, that's a good idea, I should do that. Because I'm learning how to be a 3D artist, like, or art teacher. I mean, I'm used to teaching just like drawing and painting, so doing all sculpture type stuff is a learning curve in itself, you know. So I don't know. Anyway, the school is huge. There's 14 to 1,500 students, K-8. I think the middle school alone has like 800 students. So like half of that. And I'm here at the dance. We're having it at a little hotel. And it started already, but there were so many volunteers that they broke us up into shifts. So I have the second shift. So I didn't have to get here so early. But you know, and like the teachers, they like at my other school, we had very clear behavior things, and there's a community of teachers that always ate lunch together and stuff. And so there's like pros and cons. Like, I left a really nice new building, great principal, a community, but it was really stressful to do art and drama, and they were probably going to have to cut my hours because of funding, blah blah blah. I kind of felt like that was coming down the pike. So I knew my job would probably be changing anyway. You know, a great community of drama teachers I was working with. And then I come here, it's like this older building, and which is fine. You can have a great school in an older building, but it's just like it needs some TLC, you know, like needs to be painted, and there's things. Got like this really old teacher's chair that's probably from the 60s, you know, that nobody has ever like switched out to a modern teacher chair. You know, it's just like little things like that. It's so weird. And like the middle school teachers don't like eat together. It's just like little pockets. So you have to find your community, but it's because I'm coming in at the end of the year, I don't have much of a community. I could seek it out more, but I've been so busy trying to organize my room. So it's just, I think next year is going to be a lot better. It's been a challenge to come in at the end of the school year and have to figure out all these things in such a short amount of time. But I have had some really good connections with people. There are some really nice people that work there. They're very appreciative that I'm here. They're excited that I'm here. I've had compliments when people come in and look at my room. They're like, oh my God, it looks so different in here. It's so awesome. And then I have a little bathroom like off to the side, and I'm even decorating the bathroom area. So yeah, it's all good. It really is. It's all good. It's just been a big learning curve. I knew it would be, so it's like, you know, expected. It's a little lonely, you know, but I know that'll come in time. Everything will come in time. And Mike and I have this conversation because yesterday was a hard day, and he's like, yeah, but do you want to move back to Washington? And I'm like, no, I don't want to move back to Washington. I can't do the weather there. It makes me feel so unhappy. So he goes, okay, so you can always change your job in time. You can always, you know, maybe there's a different school down the road or something, but you're living in a nicer climate that you like, living a different lifestyle, and so things are gonna work out. I just have to give it time. Like, it'll all be good. And like today, it was actually a really good day at school, and I had fun with the kids, and you know, I am making really nice connections with kids, and that's really what it's all about. It doesn't matter really what I'm teaching. It's just finding those kids that make the difference, that make your life enjoyable, you know? Like, I've got this girl that always like helps me in my room, and she's just adorable, and she can't do art right now because she broke her arm, and so she just helps me organize stuff because she can do that one-handed. But she's super organized, so it works out, you know? But she just like, I really like you, Miss Thomas, you know? So it's like stuff like that. It's like, okay, this is good. So anyway, off to the dance I go, and there's my update. One of these days I'll show you my classroom, but I want it to look nicer. I'm not quite done. All right, bye.